friends and fellow cellists, welcome to my channel Arturo Teaches Cello. In this 4-video series called Start a Cello Course for Beginners, I intend to explain the basic abilities you will need to develop in order to reach an initial level of proficiency with your instrument. In this first video, my main objective is for you to get familiarized with the cello and learn some basic playing posture and techniques. Those basics are introducing the cello, of course, talking about posture, holding the bow, basic bowing techniques, and plucking the strings, or pizzicato. Finally, I will give you a little bonus at the end, but for that you will need to watch until the end. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Now, introduction of the cello. This is the cello. Yay! And the parts are the scroll, pegs, we have 4 of those, the neck, the nut, this little thing here that holds the strings together, and we have the strings, the fingerboard, the box or body, the bridge, the fine tuners, when the string is almost tuned but not quite, we use those, the tailpiece, and finally the spike or end pin. We call them spike in the UK, end pin in the US. How to properly care and maintain your cello. Something we all need to understand from square one is how delicate string instruments are. Indeed, the weather, humidity or lack thereof, how clean you keep it and how careful you are in handling massively impact on your instrument well-being, as they are both costly and fragile. Just pass gently a cloth to clean the rosin off. That would suffice for both your cello and your bow. For deeper cleaning, you need to ask your luthier, and he or she will be able to suggest a number of options for you. Now let us talk about posture. The first thing we need to talk about is where we sit on the chair. Sitting at the back is a no-no. If you can feel the back of your chair, you're probably not sitting very well. You want to sit at the front. There's a video, I have a video somewhere in this channel or in Instagram where I show where to sit. So you want to sit rather at the front, upright, with your feet, of course, flat on the floor. Positioning your cello, ideally you want to have a spike holder like the one I've got here. You want to position your spike in a way that the C string peg is at the same height of your left ear, safely between your knees, so that you can manage it without it falling to the side. Now we're going to talk about the bow. The parts of the bow are the frog, looks like a frog, the stick, the hair, yes, it comes from the horse tail, and the tip. The hair is very delicate, mine broke, I had to glue it. For a correct bow hold, you want to imagine your fingers as a bunch of bananas. You have to put your bow not up completely, but down enough so that the first line of the index is in contact with the stick. So all you have to do is have your bow there, bend your thumb so your bow don't fall off, and voila, easy peasy. I wish it was that easy, but this is something you have to be very, very strict with if you are starting, or if you are a teacher who is teaching starters. Don't let that one go. You don't want this, you certainly don't want this. You want a nice, lovely bow hold. There's nothing better and more rewarding than seeing your pupils holding the bow properly. Now for this 4th point, we're going to talk about some basic bowing techniques. The first one is exploring your 4 strings. So let's play on the A string. This string, G string, and finally C string. Now let's talk about some very basic bow strokes. For example, we have legato, which means in Italian smooth. Let's play maybe 4 C's, 4 G's, 4 D's, and 4 A's. You can pause the video. So you want to keep your sound nice and consistent. And ideally, when we start, we want to play in this area, simply because this is the heaviest place in the bow. You definitely don't want to be playing there if you're a beginner. You will certainly find it most difficult. Pizzicatos. Pizzicatos mean basically plucking the string. So you can pluck single strings, or you can pluck as a chord. And you have pizzicato with the left hand, which you can do with your thumb or middle finger or index. I prefer to use my thumb and second finger. And you can also do with your left hand. That provides a very clear tone, is very cool, and it's a very good way to start children and to yourself start the cello without having to worry too much about the constraints or the stress of having to hold the bow in the first stages. The bonus is the P word. It is practice. I would advise to practice good 5 minutes with your open strings, nice open strings with generous bows, the whole bow, straight bow. Pay attention to that. You don't want to be doing this. So you want to practice in front of a mirror. You can spend 5 minutes more, no more, at the beginning. I hope you enjoyed this. You found it interesting, fun, and you can apply it to your pupils and experiment with them and on yourself and find it helpful in any way. And with that, I salute. Bye.